Hello, this is Kaileshka from thebyzantinelife.com, where we share Byzantine Catholic family living. Be bold, be beautiful, be Byzantine. So let's look at what's on the girls' shelf for this week. First, under math, we have the clock. We're working on the clock with little Fox, who's almost 4. There are extra pieces to this, but I find it's a distraction from actually learning about how the clock works and what the different numbers and hands mean. Next, under math, we have this book of shapes, which is pretty cute. It has different animals that are made with the shapes, and we can learn the names of each of the shapes and see a cute picture that is made with the shapes. At the bottom of the math work, we have this book I made for the girls, which involves a girl named Zoe coming to our house and doing her math work and then putting it away. And with that activity, I also have numbers that the girls colored so that they can look at the numbers and hold them. And they helped make this because they helped color the numbers. Next, we have our sensory shelves. And the first is these felt flowers, which they love to feel and stick in and out, so it's also working on some fine motor skills. So next in sensory, we have music. We have this instrument for the girls, as well as 2 egg shakers. I like to rotate which instruments they have out, and that way they get to experience different instruments and make their own songs. Finally, under sensory, we have a family puzzle, which I put in different pictures of little fox and little badger and the family. And then they can put the circle puzzle pieces in the puzzle. So the next shelf is our language shelf. Right now it's very much working on fine motor skills and letters. So we've got I think the name brand ones are called boogie boards. We used to have one, but it stopped working even when we changed the battery. So I just got 2 generic ones, and the girls love to write and draw on them. But we also give them stencils so that they can work on their tracing skills using these. And there's one each so they don't fight over it, because when they use this, they usually use it for a really long time, so it was worth it to have 2. Next we have coin box for working on fine motor skills. You might wonder why this activity would be under our language shelf, but it's because these skills are a prerequisite to writing, which is the main purpose of the language shelf at the moment. So next we have these sandpaper letters. I used to go over them quite often with little Fox while she was starting to learn her letters, and now it's little Badger's turn to start. What we do is we feel the letter and we say the sound it makes. So g, g, g. And sometimes I'll say G says g, 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 because we're not just doing the Montessori way of learning letters, we're combining it with the classical method. Over here we have our geography shelves. This first one is a book about the farm. It does work in more as a vocabulary, so it could have gone over here, but we don't have as many geography materials ready for the girls at the moment. I'm working on that. But learning about the kind of animals that live on the habitat that is the farm, and other things like tractors that are located on the farm fit in with the idea of geography. Next we have the pieces to our world geography puzzle, as well as the Ukrainian names for all the continents. So we're teaching the girls the names of the continents in Ukrainian. And it's not that different from the English, like Europa or Pivnichna America. Like, you can pretty well know the word in both Ukrainian and English just from learning the Ukrainian. I don't think they're going to be too confused later on. And here is the puzzle that is the world. And then at the lowest level of the geography shelf, we have a ball that is the Montessori continents of the world, as well as I have at the bottom just how to talk about some of these geographical terms with the girls while I'm teaching them. So next to the geography shelf, we have the science shelf. So we also have some vocabulary in the science shelf. We've got the different kinds of backyard birds where they can learn to match the picture and then learn the name of the bird. We have a science book for toddlers that has 3 different levels. Just the A is for an easy definition and then a more detailed definition of the science word. The main ideal for this book is to get them comfortable with some science words so we don't think that science is intimidating. At the bottom of their science shelf, we have a bunch of magnetiles, so it's very engineering related, however they put the pieces together and whatever they want to build. And eventually, as they get older, I might set out some pictures of different projects they can try to do, but right now they're having an engaged enough time just putting the pieces together however their minds lead them. The final shelf over here is for practical life. So the top shelf is teaching little Fox how to blow her nose. So I have the various steps you take to properly blow your nose. And we've gone through it with little Fox a couple times so far, and she's learning the steps so she theoretically can do it herself. We also have a tray of read-alouds on the practical life shelf. It probably would fit better on the language shelf, but it's just where there's room at the moment, and I don't put out too many of the practical life shelves for the girls at the moment just based on their ages and a lot of the other practical life activities it's better for us to do in the kitchen. And then finally, I have a puzzle where they can learn our last name, which is under practical life because it's something they need to know in order to communicate with people about our family. So we've got the last name puzzle at the bottom over there at the moment.